Imagine if you had a script to life. Every action you make, every conversation that you have, written down so it could be practiced to perfection. What do you think that would be like? I imagine that it would be a lot less stressful. But alas, we live in no such world, and we have to improvise. Now, when you hear the word improvise or improv, you might think of improv jazz or improvised weaponry, or my personal favorite kind of improv, theatrical improv, where you get on stage without a script and perform for others. It sounds scary, right? But if you think about it, life doesn't have a script. Whenever you have an average conversation with someone, you're only using your brain and your wits to keep it going. And that's improv. It's a shame that it's not more common, especially since we use it every single day. So I'm here to say that improv should be more common. It has personally changed my life, and I know it can change yours too. But it is scary getting into it. So what's in it for me? Well, I'm going to explain exactly what improv is using 3 rules, skills you can gain through improv, and how it applies to more than just the stage. So, first things first, what is improvisational theater exactly? Well, Del Close, one of the founders of improv, in his book, Truth in Comedy, The Manual of Improvisation, published in 1994, defines improv as getting on stage and performing without any preparation or planning. Now, this can sometimes look like people getting on stage acting goofy, but if they follow these 3 rules and have deep trust in each other, powerful comedy can be made. So what are the 3 rules? Well, number 1, never reject, instead use yes and. It builds up the scene rather than tearing it down. Now imagine a scene where 2 police officers, one would say to the other, "Hey, we need to go catch that bank robber." The other, using this rule, would say, "Yes, and let's grab donuts along the way." If they ignored the rule and said, "No, I don't want to catch the bank robber," then you've shut down that idea entirely and have to start a new one. So use yes and instead of rejecting. Number 2, be in the moment. If you try and think ahead, you get caught up in the gears of your brain instead of paying attention to the gold that somebody else might be giving you. Let's say someone came up to you and said, "Farmer Lawson is stuck in the well. Come grab a rope and help me fish him out." And you reacted with, "Farmer Lawson, isn't he from TV?" Then you've derailed the entire idea because you are thinking about how Farmer Lawson was a TV man. So be in the moment and pay attention to your fellow improvisers. And number 3, take risks. In improv, you can't be at the back of the stage. You have to come to the front and take a few risks. Sometimes you might need to swallow your pride and be a turkey for the turkey farmers to chase, as ridiculous as that may be. And I know it's scary to take risks, but improv builds a foundation where everybody around you is acting silly and they're leaving their ego at the door to not judge you. It's the perfect place to take risks. Well, we have these 3 rules and they're all well and good, but what skills can I gain? Well, using yes and, you learn to accept, to listen, and to build creatively. You learn that rejection is just not an option, so you learn to compromise and build upon other ideas. In being in the moment, you learn to be present, to, again, listen, and to read and react to others. You can be in the moment and see what others are saying and giving back to you through improv. And taking risks, well, it's in the title. You gain more confidence and willingness to go out and do things you otherwise might not, and a willingness to be okay with your mistakes that you inevitably make. Not only can I back this up with personal experiences, but I can back it up with science. To quote The Role of Improv in Health Professional Learning, a scoping review by El Gawada and co-contributors, written in 2019, these researchers combed through hundreds of articles to make conclusions about improv in the health industry. This article found that improv increases skills such as comfort with the uncertainty, improved ability to recognize and understand emotions of others, active listening, nonverbal communication, professional confidence, and collaborator trust. So these are the skills that you gain from yes and being in the moment and taking risks. Now, not only are these skills great for being on stage, but these skills can pay the bills. To continue to quote the role of improv in health professional learning, a scoping review, they also talk about how improv can be used in the medical world. Specifically, our findings support the utility of medical improv for facilitating the acquisition of expertise in at least 6 of 7 CAN-MEDS roles: medical expert, communicator, collaborator, professional leader, and scholar. To continue on with another article, How to Yes and, using improvisational games to improve communication, listening, and collaborative techniques in tourism and hospitality education, by Stefan Benjamin and Carol Klein, written in 2019. Quote, specifically within hospitality and tourism, embracing a culture informed by improvisational techniques and skills can help faculty and students become better listeners, understand cultural differences, and be more empathetic towards diversity issues. So you can go out and play silly games on stage that equate to gaining skills that are for the job world. Not only have researchers found correlations between improv and improving, but I have found correlations between improv and improving. See, when I started my freshman year of high school, I was rather meek. I kept to myself and didn't really push myself to make a lot of friends. And so I didn't, until I found improv. Then I found connections, a group of people to be with, and learned all these 3 skills and how to talk with people. It was life-changing. And I know that if I can do it, you can do it, because I was terrible at improv. So I challenge you to go out and use the 3 skills. Learn how to yes and. Learn how to take risks and learn how to be in the moment. I promise it will change your life.